Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of SolitaryCraft. What you see in front of us is a diamond reed. There's a mod called Growable Resources. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I guess I could just look at the thing. Yep, that's what it is. It adds a way to grow ores and stuff, or blaze rods, or ender pearls, or whatever, as a reed. And in my stream pack, I think it's called magical crops. You can, craft seeds for crops. And that's done by, you have to mine this essence in the ground, and then it's a bunch of crafting. This is a little different. We'll get into it really quickly. And I want to look at some of the equivalent exchange stuff. I haven't really found any documentation, but I was just playing around with the calcinator, and I don't know if it's aludel or aludel, however you want to say it. We'll get to that in just a minute. So the basic gist of this Growable Resources mod, you have to find this in a dungeon chest or something. It took me forever, and I went through the Twilight Forest, a bunch of Mistcraft ages. I finally found them. What you do is you put it in the infuser, and you need this special type of coal. I guess I could, or it's not coal, it's fuel, some kind of fuel. Here we go. Infusion fuel. You're going to need blaze rods and stuff to craft it. And it'll only take one piece of fuel at a time and one reed. So if you hover over this, or if you hover over it in NEI, it's not really going to give you much information. But like the Darkcraft stuff, if you're in the infuser, then it tells you, okay, I have a sugar reed. The infusion resistance is, it's exactly what it sounds like. The one to get from sugar to coal or whatever is 40, but the one for iron is 60, gold is 80, and then after diamond, it's 100. So the more expensive, the more times you might have to run it through. But basically, you put your infusion fuel, and then, if I wanted to make a coal one, did I not get coal? I did. It's not going in there. I guess it already started. So don't put your fuel in before you're ready to go. This is, I don't know. We'll see what happens to this. You should put your item here, or items, and then put the infusion fuel in. We'll come back to this. So what you're going to get from the infusion machine, you're going to get a resource root, and you plant that, and then it turns into the bottom block here. So I knock off the top two. I get them just like a normal reed. If I knock off the bottom one, I cannot replant it. I'm not sure if it gives me this or if it gives me the root. And it took me about 48 diamonds through the infuser to get this one. So I don't want to knock that off. But basically, you take your resource reeds, you put them in there with a piece of coal or charcoal, and one will do 8, just like a regular furnace. And then we're going to get our diamonds over here. It's not cheap when you do the infusing, but since we can harvest that indefinitely, it's not a bad deal. So we didn't get anything on this one. I should have put the coal in first. When I did this with coal the first time, I had to do it twice with 8. And then I actually went up. It cost me, I had to run the coal twice. The iron, I think, twice. The gold only had to go through once. And then the diamonds went like 4 or 5 times. It was ridiculous. So we've got this info tool. If you right click, it'll tell you the growth progress of this reed, what type of reed it is. Once it hits 50%, it'll grow the second one, and then 100% is the third. So it's actually not far off. I'm not sure if the MFR harvester will harvest this. I'm going to try that at some point, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So this actually takes a full minute to run through. It should be done in a second. See, it didn't take. It's still sugar. So we'll run it through again while we're making some of the other stuff. So, damn it. So I don't know if the mod equivalency is in here. It's supposed to be. I don't know, maybe mine doesn't work. If we get a calcinator, if we get, we'll just call it a loutel and a glass bell. I'm actually going to make a few glass bells, and the reason is because you can put them on the wall or put them on the ceiling and put a torch or a glowstone in it, and it actually gives off light. I think it would be cool if you didn't see the item that was in it, if it just gave off light. But you see, I put a torch in that one. Now the torch is in there. If you put a glowstone block, like, you can barely see the torch spinning. The glowstone you can clearly see spinning. So if you want to make some sort of a chandelier or something, you could do it with one of these. The main use of it, though, it goes on top of the loutel. Let me get rid of these things. So the calcinator is what we use to make our dust. And if you hold shift, it gives you the EMC value. So the minium dust is what we want. We need something with an EMC value of 8192, which is a diamond. There may be other things, like I'm probably sure that you could use, say, an iron block, maybe. We can try that in a second. If you click on this without the bell, it doesn't do anything. When you put the glass bell on, then it becomes something that you can interact with. So we're going to need coal. I'm going to split it between these two. And let's do, for science, we'll do a block of iron. It's only 2,300 EMC. So that's only going to get us blue dust. Blue dust has a use, but, you know, not for us at the moment. So let me just get 8 of these. We pop them in here. I'm not sure how long one piece of coal lasts. And while we're doing that, we should make an inert stone. Yeah, it looks like one piece of coal will cook 8 of something, just like, you know, just like we're used to. These are actually growing pretty quickly. I like that. You cannot shift click them in there, unfortunately. Now we have coal reeds. So you have to plant them on this special kind of soil. I know I'm going back and forth between the two things. Sorry about that. You have to plant them on the special soil. This recipe, it's pretty cheap. It's bone meal, dirt, water bucket. So if we put it right next to that one, I'll knock this one off because I don't care. Okay, if you knock the bottom one off, you actually do get the root back. So if you need to move these things, it's not that big of a deal. So that's good. And you can also, like, you know, grow some coal, knock it off, and then get the root back and upgrade it in the infuser if you want. All right, so we have 8 minium dust, and if we put it in here with the inert stone, guess what's going to happen? We're going to get our minium stone. Booyah, there it is. Minium shards no longer a thing. I mean, they may be, but we can't get them. So I haven't found much on this, and I figured most of this out by myself. I threw some redstone in here, and I think I got, I don't know if I got verdant or ash, either way. But we have our minium stone now. The cool thing about this, and you know, you can cook everything like normal with coal and 7 of the item. It's not straight up like the Philosopher's Stone from EE2, but we've got our familiar recipes, you know, clay, obsidian, etc. The ones that I'm really like are the they put stuff in here like 2 redstone for a coal or charcoal, either way, or you can trade coal for lapis. You may have been able to do that before. I wasn't paying attention. Emeralds is a biggie. I always have a problem finding emeralds. Glowstone, quartz, etc. There's one for Certus as well. And there are a couple recipes in there for, if I can scroll to them. This is a really good one because I never have enough leather either. But there's a recipe in here for electrum. It's just 3 lead. You can trade them. You don't even have to cook it up. Same thing for Invar. And there's a Certus quartz to dust as well. Flint to bat claws if you can never find enough bat claws. Bunch of recipes. I'm not going to scroll through them. That could take all day. But yeah, here we go. 2 Certus quartz gives me 4 dust. So I'm not really sure what you get if you pulverize it. I don't know if you get 2 for 1. You probably do. If we can go from iron to Certus quartz dust, that's the better deal for me. So let's see if it'll let us do that, because I never have enough Certus quartz dust either. No, it just goes to clay. That's got to be a one-way thing, but we can get nether quartz. So the other things you can do with the dust, you can, let's do a stack of, oh, I've got iron on me. We'll do iron. And iron is EMC 256, so we're going to get the green dust. And you only get 1, so like, you know, the green dust you need 64 EMC. Well, if you use iron, you're only going to get 1 dust, even though, you know, 64 goes into 256 4 times. So once we get 8 of these, we can put the dust in the aludel with the oak wood, and that will give us infused wood, which we can then turn into planks and make an alchemical chest. And it does take 4 dust per log. So you're going to need, you know, just like a regular chest, you need, you know, 8 planks. You're going to need 8 dust for 2 logs. And as far as this stuff, the alchemical bag, I want to try to make one of those too. Why am I looking for cloth? I haven't tried that one. We might as well try it right now. All right, so we've got 8 of those. If we throw them in here, we're going to need 9 more for this, because we've got to put 1 in the middle. So you notice we put in 8, 4 are already gone. These 4 will go into the next log. And alchemical chests right now, they're it's kind of moot, because, you know, we already have AE. We don't need a big chest to store everything in. And there we go. This is the smallest one. The red one is the largest. And I think it holds even more than a diamond chest. I don't really remember. But if you have a bunch of obsidian or something to burn, you know, you can use alchemical chests instead of iron chests or whatever. I already threw my info tool away. So I'll go ahead and get some of this cooking up, since we're going to need a few of them. And I tried cooking coal and stuff in this, and I mean, it just takes the EMC to turn it into dust. I'm not sure how to get alchemical coal, Mobius fuel, or Eternalist fuel. I hadn't really played around with it beyond these 2. Well, these are really the only 2 things anyway. I'm sure that there's a way to do this. The recipe is the block to the thing. You used to take like 4 coal with the minium stone, and that would give you 4 Mobius fuel, or 4 alchemical coal, and then 4 of those was Mobius fuel, I believe, and then 4 of those was Eternalist fuel. It doesn't look like it works like that, but I'm sure there will be something on that in the near future. Hopefully, we'll see. Okay, so the coolest thing about these bags in the past was that if you died and it fell in lava or something, you used to be able to dye them colors. Let's see if we can dye it a color. We can. We have a yellow alchemical bag now. Sorry, not ready yet. The coolest thing about these in the past was they were tied to the player. So if I make, when I go to make my alchemical bag, if I make 2 the exact same color and I dye in lava, anything in the bag, if I go back and get the other bag of the same color, it still stays in the bag. So hopefully that will be implemented in this version, because that was really cool. And there was a thing where if you put the bag inside itself, you'd lose the bag, so you'd have to craft another bag of the same color to get it back. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I really don't know what he has planned. So I'm going to use planks for this thing, since they're more efficient for burning one thing at a time. And I'm going to get my 40 something diamonds back. So there is a little peek at what's happening in Equivalent Exchange. I'm sure there's more, but I haven't really had a time to play around with it extensively and try stuff out. I just did the obvious stuff like, melt a diamond and see what we get, and then, okay, well, we get minium dust. Well, that obviously goes with the stone, so let's make a minium stone. I don't think we can make the Philosopher's Stone yet. So that'll do it for this episode, guys. I'm going to look into equivalency to see if it's actually installed my pack. And if it is, then I'll see what I think it adds more recipes. I'll see what it adds, and then we'll take a look at it. If you have anything that you want to see focused on, leave me a comment, because we have a ton of resources. And I mean, if there's an end game, we're basically at it. I hooked the laser drill up to ultimate hybrids instead of the boilers, and I mean, we can really do just about anything we want. So if you guys have anything you want to see in specifically, leave me a comment, or I'll just keep coming up with something or other. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you next time.